We are on to the 5th league of the day. We're 8.5 hours into the stream. What is going to be the 75th deck from the wheel? We've got very little left. Spin, spin, spin. Creativity. All right, so this is Creativity. It is built around the card Indomitable Creativity. X, triple red sorcery, destroy X target artifacts and or creatures. For each permanent destroyed this way, its controller reveals cards from the top until they hit an artifact or creature and exiles it. Then you put the exiled cards onto the battlefield. So this deck plays 0 creatures and artifacts, and except for Archon of Cruelty. So you can target your tokens, and then they will spin into Archon of Cruelty. You can make tokens via Dwarven Mine, Fable the Mirror Breaker, Prismari Command makes a treasure, and those are the token generators. You have Spell Pierce and Lightning Bolt to interact, Renin 6, which not only gets you to the mana you need to cast Indomitable, but it keeps bringing back fetch lands to grab more Dwarven Mines, or Besage you as needed, or Triumphs if you want to cycle those. 2 Prismatic Endings also to interact, also Leyline Binding to interact. Then Teferi interacts, draws you a card. Fable also loots away cards and makes tokens as needed. And Prismari Command, same thing. You can loot, shatter, make a token, or shock stuff. Sideboard has Hallowed Moonlight, Elishnorn, Flusterstorm, Change the Equation, Abundant Growth to get around Blood Moons, Nature's Claim, Veil of Summer, Terra Sunder, more Besajus, and Sundering Titan. So let us go ahead and jump into the 5th and final league of the day with Creativity. Round 1 on the play with Creativity. We have an Archon in hand, and no Indomitables, and we just have interaction. Seems not so great. I guess I do have multiple pieces of interaction, but yeah, it just seems not very good. Let's mull. All right, there's Renin 6, much better. So let's keep that and put Archon back in the deck. Keep, put that back, done. So let's play a fetch land, and then we're gonna go fetch a Triumph, and then play Renin 6 next turn. Nothing says I am creative like a tier 1 meta deck. I agree, and not only that, nothing says creative like my deck does the exact same thing every single game. Blood Crypt. Fury. All right, Scam and Fury. Thankfully, we do have Leyline Binding to get rid of that. Scam it out. All right, fetch. What Triumph do I need to get? So there's, yeah, so they're all mountains. So I guess it doesn't matter which one I grab. I do want to grab a blue and a white one, I guess, but I don't have a blue and a white one. So if it has to be white. So I guess I have to get Jetmir, right? Yeah. So Jetmir, and then I'm actually missing the other colors. I can't actually play Leyline Binding. All right, so let's go Stomping Ground, Renin 6, get the Foothills back, then they kill Renin 6, and then we get rid of it next turn. So shock that in. Right, I can't play Leyline Binding, right? Yeah. So Renin 6, pick up a land, and pass it back. I do have a Steam Vents in the deck, so I could have Spell Pierced the Scam spell, I guess. Polluted Delta. Oh, they just hit us. They didn't even kill Renin 6 off? Wow, that is pretty brazen of them. So let's just play Foothills, and I guess I have to make sure we don't lose the Blood Moon, so let's fetch a Steam Vents. Okay, if they have just Orcish Bowmasters, then God, it's so bad. I want to be able to pick this back up, so let's go fetch, grab Steam Vents, shock it in, pick the land back up, and then just pass with Binding and Spell Pierce up. I guess I could also play Teferi and bounce this, but then they just get to play Fury again. Opponent fetches, Blood Crypt tapped. All right, no Bowmaster. Swamp. All right, Leyline Binding, eat the Fury. This also hits Fable the Mirror Breaker if they play that. Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard land. All right, well, there's Teferi. So what am I doing now? We still just lose super hard to Blood Moon if I don't keep Teferi around. I also need to get rid of this. I guess I can fetch a Dwarven Mine and then play Prismatic and still keep Spell Pierce up. All right, fetch, Dwarven Mine, trigger, then Prismatic here, white, green, red. Pick up the land and go. Fatal Push the token, sure. Dash Ragavan, can't do anything about that. We go to 3. Teferi, which they can't play. Blood Crypt, tapped. Then Ragavan bounces back to their hand. Then we're back to us. All right, so I can play a land, and then I can just fetch another Dwarven Mine to block it. So let's plus run on nothing, and then let's play Teferi, and tick this up, and pass. 4 mana. Oh, they're going to play Fury, right? Yeah, Fury. And then just put everything on Teferi, I guess, or split it up. Yeah, 3 here, 1 here, so we can't ult. Am I supposed to fetch another blue land? That only gives me 1 more fetchable Dwarven Mine, so probably not. And then I have to bounce Fury back to their hand. So, all right. I guess I don't have to bounce Fury back to their hand. I can fetch and block. Ooh, we're just not drawing good, are we? So, what to do now? Plus Teferi. I can bounce it back to their hand, and then I guess they might not have another land to play it again. So blue, white, keep the new one, bounce this back, spell pierce. All right, play another land, tick Ren and 6 up on nothing, and go. Their hand is Fury, Ragavan, 2 unknowns. Casting Grief. All right, so they're going to take one of these. I don't know what one. Probably Ren and 6. If I were them, I would take Ren and 6. All right, they took a Spell Pierce. Evoke Fury, exiling Ragavan. So, yeah, 1 here, 3 here. I can pick Grief off the field by playing a new Ren and 6. All right, there's Fable, which I guess I can play. So, minus this, play a new Ren and 6, then kill this. And then I do need to fetch a land in order to play Fable. So fetch, go grab another Dwarven Mine, and play Fable. Then pass back to the opponent. Grief. All right, they take the Spell Pierce out of our hand. Did Boomer Jund finish 4-1? No, we went 3-2. All right, I don't necessarily actually want to get rid of Lightning Bolt. So let's get rid of... Like, the best thing is obviously that we find creativity, but I do need to be able to bolt this Grief. So let's discard just one thing. Let's discard the land. Another Spell Pierce. All right, well, Ren, pick up a land, and then I guess play the... No, I have one more land here, yeah. So, I guess I bolt this and attack with the Shaman and leave this back to block. So bolt this, then swing with the Shaman, and it's back to them. And they are just passing it back to us, okay? Fable flips over. So combat, swing here, make a treasure. Opponent goes to 13, plus Ren, get a land back, and pass. They tried to tap for black, so I'm not sure what it is they're trying to do. Thought sees us. Sure. You take Spell Pierce. All right, back to us. Another bolt. All right, so let's just make a copy of the Shaman. I guess I don't have to do that now. So let's just, swing with the Shaman. What's the clock here? I go 3, put them to 8, make another token, and then the bolt can kill them. All right, swing here, make a treasure. So they go to 8. I'm out of lands to get back, so let's just ping them. They're at 7, pass. Fatal Push on the token, very well. All right, they've got exactly 1 turn to kill us. Doesn't look like that's happening. All right, make a copy of this. Opponent terminates the reflection, sure. So this is 2, 3, 6. If I fetch and they have Bowmasters, we die, but I feel like they would have played Bowmasters by now if they had it. Maybe not, though. It's 1, 2, 5, 6 damage. All right, I'm going to fetch a Dwarven Mine. Yeah, I don't think they have it. All right, Ren, kill you or shoot you. Combat, swing with all the tokens, and bolt them. All right, we got it. So versus Scam, I want Veil, I guess Abundant Growth for Blood Mooning purposes, Terra Sunder for Blood Moon purposes, Change the Equation, can counter a lot of their cards. Hallowed Moonlight's good if they try to scam stuff later on in the game. Is Norn good? It stops Pyromancer, Grief, and Fury. So it's probably good, but if I bring it in, it means I hit that instead of Archon sometimes, which is probably not good. Oh, what else? Spell Pierce seems okay. I probably need it to pierce the Blood Moons. I mean, basically all my cards seem fine, right? Spell Pierce obviously performed very poorly in that game. Maybe take that out. I don't have a basic forest that I can even get this stuff on, so that's what the Abundant Growths are for. Nature's Claim for Fable and Blood Moon is a maybe. What else am I cutting? What does this stop? Evoked Scam stuff, Fable making a token, Pyromancer making a token, Bowmaster's making a token. Prismari Command shocks things, so that kills Dothy Voidwalker, Shaman tokens, it kills plenty. I am not sure what I'm supposed to cut. Maybe Fable's on the draw? Or maybe I just shave a bunch of stuff. So like shave it to Fairy, shave a Fable, shave a Prismari Command, shave a Leyline. Well, let's do that. Submit. All right, we only have 1 land. We actually do have Indomitable, but we only have 1 land, so we have to mold this. 1 land, but we get to fix through Blood Moon, and we have a redraw if they don't take this. So obviously, if they grief us turn 1, we just lose, but if we go to 5 and they grief us turn 1, then we definitely lose. So I will keep this, and I will put Archon back. All right, they didn't Thought sees us turn 1. So Beseiju, Abundant Growth. All right, we drew 2 lands. Opponent fetches a Blood Crypt, tapped. All right, now they're griefing us. So what do I take here? Probably just both ley lines so that I don't have any removal. Yep, there's ley line number 1. There's the scam spell. They got rid of Dothy to do that. Then they're going to take the other ley line. All right, another land. So, do I just cycle this right now to get around Bowmasters? I guess. All right, go fetch a mountain and then cycle the Moonlight. Run in 6. All right, pass the turn. Take 4 from Grief, go to 15. Plays a Dothy. All right, we can kill that. So Prismatic this, then play another land and pass. Thoughtseize, they take our Wrenn and 6. All right, fetch on end step. Let's go grab one of the Triomes. I guess Jet Mirrors probably. Then back to us. Blood Crypt. So let's play this tapped and pass. Probably our only out is to draw Creativity. Take another 4, go down to 6. Well, there's Creativity. So if I do it now, any removal spell will just kill the Dwarf token. But if I wait to have more next turn, then I'm dead to a dashed Ragavan, I'm dead to Bolt, I'm dead to Bowmasters. So I think I go Dwarven Mine, and then I Creativity both the Dwarf and Grief. Obviously, I could wind up hitting like Fury and I would just die, but I'm assuming they're going to remove it. So, all right, Dwarven Mine, trigger. So Creativity here and here. All right, they have Bowmasters, so if I'd done it the other way, I would have just lost. But I think I'm just going to lose anyway. I hit another Bowmasters. And then we go to 5 and then just lose here pretty much. Yeah, we're dead. I mean, we're not exactly dead, but we're basically dead. So sideboarding again. I guess this is all still fine. Teferi feels kind of lackluster. Let's put Prismari back. All right, go ahead with this. All right, on the play this time. So let's see. This is a turn 3. No, it's not even a turn 3 Fable because if I don't hit the right lands, I can't play Dwarven Mine. So I have to play Dwarven Mine tapped and then a Ketria Triumph tapped. This hand's pretty weak. Now let's mull this. All right, better. So keep this, and what am I throwing back? I guess a Dwarven Mine, and I go turn 1, Abundant Growth, turn 2, Wrenn and 6. So throw that back. Done. All right, Foothills, fetch, Stomping Ground, chalk that in, Abundant Growth, pass the turn. Blackcleave Cliffs, and no actions. Okay. Well, seeing as that's the case, let's just go fetch, grab a mountain, play Wrenn and 6, pick up the land in the graveyard, and pass it back. Opponent plays a second land and does nothing, which is highly suggestive of Bowmasters. So let's pick this land up, play the land. So if I fetch Xander's Lounge, then I have 4 of 5 types, and then I can Leyline Binding for 2. All right, so pass back to the opponent. Opponent fetches, gets a swamp, doesn't play Bowmasters. Evoke Grief. All right, so we have multiple removal spells, so we can, whichever one they take, we can use the other one. They exiled Fatal Push. They took Prismatic Ending, of all things. All right, and then their Grief just dies. And then they're going to Blood Moon us? Yeah, Blood Moon. So I can Binding that eventually, but it's going to take a while. Just fetch so that I can get the land back with Wrenn and 6. So let's get Xander's Lounge. And then that resolves. We drew Archon. Pick the land up, play the land, and this costs 5 right now, right? Yeah. So we just have to pass it back. Thoughtseize. Okay, they Thoughtseize Leyline Binding away, and then we can't get out of the Blood Moon. Do not know what's so difficult about this decision, opponent. You should just take Leyline Binding. Remblem and Prismatic Ending will have to get there. Well, the thing is I can't even Prismatic Blood Moon because I only have 2 colors. Yeah, so they take the Leyline Binding, and I can't fetch with my lands to get them back in the graveyard. I guess I can just retrace the lands to get them back in the graveyard. Another land. EE for 1. Oh, so they can blow up Abundant Growth, and then we have no other colors. All right, EE for 1. So that dies, and now I have 0 ways of getting rid of Blood Moon. Like, I'm just dead. There's actually nothing I can draw that gets me out of this. Plus on nothing, right? I have 0 other non-mountain lands in my deck. I guess I can cast Fable and attack and make a treasure token. That's like the only out I actually have. Yeah, that's the only out I have. Or I can ult this Wrenn and 6 and then bolt my opponent over and over. So pass it back to my opponent. All right, back to us. And now they're going to flash Bowmasters in to target Wrenn and 6. Yeah. So target the Wrenn and 6. All right, so kill that. Then I guess I just pass and then bolt this army token. Yeah, I just have to, no, do I even do that? Or do I just, because I can just ping it next turn, but then that puts that to 3. I guess I just need to get my Wrenn up, so let's just kill that. Pyromancer, excellent. So I can't kill this, and now it can kill Wrenn and 6 off. Oh, Fable. Huzzah, Fable. I have no lands to get back, so plus this on nothing. And then pass. All right, so now it's more important to protect the Shaman token than anything else. Combat. They attack, no blocks. Wrenn and 6 goes to 4. Thoughtseize us. They take our other Wrenn and 6. Another Pyromancer, so if I attack, it's just gonna get traded with. But what else can I do? Makes an elemental token. I guess I could not attack, but then I'm flipping Fable over. That seems so bad. All right, Fable, I'm pitching both lands. Oh, come on. Really? Yeah. So now what? They point the damage at the Shaman token, right? No, they're pointing it at Wrenn and 6. So then if I loot 2 cards away, then they can kill the Shaman token, so I can only afford to loot 1 card away. All right, so loot one land away. We do Leyline Binding. All right, so then this triggers, shoots Wrenn down to 2. So I attack, make a treasure, binding the moon, and then what? That costs me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'll have 2 left over or 1 left over, but 2 left over more likely. All right, swing with the shaman. I'm 100% swinging with the shaman, so let's just do that first. Swing with the shaman, make a treasure, block there, sure, block there. All right, let's kill the orc army, I guess. So kill the orc army. All right, so what am I doing? I'm going end of turn leyline, or end of their turn leyline the blood moon. So I'm gonna kill bowmasters, and then end of turn leyline the blood moon, untap, play Archon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but then I'm bound to 6 again. There's no way for me to save Ren and 6 from getting killed. So let's just murder the bowmasters, play a land, and pass. Oh, I don't have a second black land, do I? No, I have Blood Crypt. Okay. So now they'll kill Ren and 6 and deal 4 to me, rounds about. So 1 here. They're sending both of these at Ren and 6 and 2 at me. All right, that's fine. So Ren dies. Another Blood Moon? Are you freaking kidding me? Another Blood Moon off the top. What do I even do here? I go bind this one, and then what? Bind that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fetch, Shock, Sacred Foundry, cast Hallowed Moonlight just to draw another card. And then I'm at 10 with this on the board. I guess that's my move. All right, so Leyline Binding, white, this, and this. Or yeah, or fetch Dwarven Mine, hope to draw creativity. Well, I'm going to flip the Fable anyway, so I don't need to get Dwarven Mine. So this and this. Target the Blood Moon. Then fetch, go grab Sacred Foundry, draw another card. Shock that in. Cast Hallowed Moonlight. We drew another Veil. All right, then the Blood Moon hits the field. Now it's back to us. The Reflection flips over. We drew a land that we can't do anything with, so play the land, go. All right, no blocks. Our only out is Creativity and our Reflection. So go to 6. Opponent Thought Seizes us. We can't even cast Veil. Takes Archon, sure. Drew a Dwarven Mine that we can't do anything with either, so pass the turn. We have 1 more turn to top deck Creativity. Oh, they have a Pyromancer in the graveyard, so no, we don't. So 4, yeah, lethal. It's lethal unless I block one of these Pyromancers, in which case I don't have a token anymore. I guess I could have fetched Dwarven Mine, and then the Reflection could have made copies of the Dwarves eventually. Oh, they just drew Bowmasters, or they got Bowmasters back with Takenuma. All right. Well, that's the match. So on to round number 2. All right, round number 2 on the play. We've got Fable, Mine, Leyline Binding, no actual payoff, but that's okay. All right, so keep this. Then we go fetch Jetmirs, fetch Xanders. So land, go. Opponent fetches, Steam Vents, plays Ragavan. All right, fetch Jetmirs, land, fetch Xanders, cast Leyline Binding. Oh, our opponent revealed Gigantha, so they're probably Zoo and not Murktide. Ren and 6 versus Fable. Let's just get Fable down. Although, I guess they passed without doing anything. So that means either it's Bowmasters or it's Stubborn Denial. So if it's Stubborn Denial, I want to play Ren and 6. All right, land, Ren and 6, pick up a land, and go. Opponent fetches Overgrown Tomb. All right, there's Bowmasters. Targets us. I guess I just bind this now before they, again, untap with Stubborn Denial. So Sacred Foundry, shock this in, cast Binding, Nakadal, fetch, get Sacred Foundry. Plays Leyline Binding. So are they going to bind Ren or okay? So they're binding Ren. Then we get attacked for 1 down to 13. Ooh, a bolt. All right, so Dwarven Mine, trigger, then play Fable and pass, and then we bolt the Nakadal. So if I Triumph tapped, swing with Nakadal, bolt the Nakadal. Opponent didn't do anything, so they didn't even put Gigantha in their hand. So that tells me this might be risky. Let's see, do I want to put anything back? I can actually hard cast Archon at a certain point, right? I make a treasure token, then I have 5, 6, then I make another treasure token with Prismari command. So I actually think I just don't. So do not loot. Combat, swing with the shaman, make a treasure. All right, back to you, opponent. Ragavan, no dash. All right, let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's go Prismari and then go shock, make a treasure. Targeting Ragavan. And then I make the treasure. And let's just fetch this, I guess. All right. Fable flips over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Combat. Swing, swing, and swing. All right. Well, let's cast Archon. All right. So we won that game. So this is Domain Zoo. So what do I want? Terra Sunder kills various things. Change the Equation counters a bunch of stuff in their deck. But that's probably it. Oh, I guess Sundering Titan screws them over royally as well. So Sundering Titan, and then what am I cutting? Spell Pierce seems really bad. Yeah. I could also play Veil to counteract Bowmaster. That might be just better than another Spell Pierce. Also, they do have their own counter spells in Stubborn Denial. Do I want to bring this one in to cut anything else? I guess not. All right, let's run this. So game 2 on the draw, Creativity versus Zoo. All right, 5 lands to Teferi and Archon's not going to cut it, so mull this. This is still bad, but better than going to 5. So let's keep this, and then what am I putting back? I need both of these lands to go find... Oh, so okay, I have Sacred Foundry plus a land to go find a blue source. So honestly, it's probably the Dwarven Mine, and I can fetch that anyway. All right, Dwarven Mine back. Flooded Strand, fetch. Sacred Foundry, Ragavan. All right, we'll Prismatic that. Prismatic or Bolt? Prismatic kills more things than Bolt does. They have like territorial Kavus. So shock this in and Bolt this. They have Kavus. They may have Tarmogoyf. Like they have other 2 mana creatures that the Prismatic can hit, but the Bolt can't. Yep, there's territorial Kavu. So, I'm going to go get Steam Vents no matter what. So let's do that now. Grabbing the Steam Vents and then Prismatic this. So they go fetch another. They have full domain. Scion of Draco. All right, so they're leaving blue up, which means they could have Stubborn Denial. So I can just Beseiju this, I guess. So shock this in and go. Tapped Triumph. All right, Beseiju this. Grab another Triumph off the Beseiju. Now it's back to us. Ooh, Fable. All right, so let's go land, Fable. All right, they have Spell Pierce, so can't pay it. Go ahead. Unmoored Ego. Well, it's going to be real hard to win now. By the way, they should name Creativity. Yeah, they're naming Archon, so we can still go get Sundering Titan. Always name Creativity. I can fetch the Dwarf now, but to what end? If they have the removal, they have it, I guess. So let's just fetch. I guess this gets us full domain for Leyline Binding. All right, Teferi. I should play a land first, in case they have another Spell Pierce. Teferi. I'm going to minus because Tribal Flames kills this anyway. So may as well just draw a card now. Well, there's Creativity. So pass it back to the opponent. Bolt our Teferi. Giganta to hand. All right, fetch. Go get Dwarven Mine. So swing here. All right, I'm going to, even though I don't have a second creature to get, I'm just going to do this anyway, just in case they have a removal spell. I guess they could have Spell Pierce, at which point they're representing Spell Pierce. So like removal spell kills the dwarf token, but Spell Pierce stops this. They have Giganta and 1 unknown card. I guess it's technically more likely that they have a removal spell than Spell Pierce. It's unclear though. I mean, this is just like, you'd have to be a psychic to know which one to go for. I'm going to do it to just one of them. Creativity. Okay, it was Spell Pierce. I chose correctly. All right, there's Sundering Titan, so let's kill all their lands. All right, won the match. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you choose Creativity and not Archon. All right, round number 3, we're on the draw. This hand does have a Creativity in it and has multiple Leyline Bindings interact. All right, I'll keep this. All right, we're against Tron, so we may be too slow here. Let's go Bloodstained, pass. Urza's is mine, crack for green. Another star, crack the star for green. They just fizzled the mana? Huh. All right, go fetch Jetmir's. I could hold up Leyline Binding, but let's just Blood Crypt for, and then run in 6 a land back. Run in 6, pick up, land, go. All right, they did not assemble Tron. There's O-Stone. All right, so I can Leyline Binding the O-Stone. So Bloodstained, these cost 2 right now, right? Yeah, okay, so fetch, grabbing Xander's is the other, no, I'm missing just blue, that's it. Yeah, okay, so Xander's, pick up the land, then Leyline Binding on the O-Stone, and then pass it back to the opponent. Another Power Plant, 1 ring, and the 1 ring means they now have a fog, so I can't, so even if I Creativity, then I don't even get the trigger. All right, so land, fetch, go grab Dwarven Mine, make a dwarf, pick this up. I guess I just binding this when they try to draw more cards on their turn. Or no, I just binding it now so they don't draw anything. Yeah. All right, binding, eat your ring, and pass. Another forest, plays Chromatic Sphere, plays another Chromatic Sphere. All right, let's cycle Ketria. Another run in 6 and back to us. So I can Indomitable for 2 Archons right now. That seems pretty good. So combat, attack with the dwarf token, swing. All right, land, fetch, another Dwarven Mine, Creativity on both of these. They have Warping Whale. All right. Run in 6, pick up Ketria Triumph. They're cycling now? Why? Okay. Cycle the Sphere. Well, there's the Sylvan Scrying, so now they finish Tron up. All right, there's the Tron. Plays Worm Coil. All right, that's not so bad. We drew one of our Archons. Oh, okay, so now we can only Creativity for 1 Archon. All right, Creativity on a card, on a dwarf token. So get one of them. Oh my god, do they have another Warping Whale? Dismember. Well then. Alright, let's, I can Leyline Binding this Worm Coil. I can Remblem. So, Leyline Binding. Eat your Worm Coil. Then attack with the Dwarf. Then let's just make a Remblem while we can. And play a land. And pass. Welcome, Raiders. We are currently in round 3 of a Modern League. We are playing Creativity, and we are against Tron. Ancient Stirrings for Relic, which will shut off our Remblem. For a little bit, at least. They're just popping it immediately. Okay. I guess that makes some sense. If they draw anything else good off of that. Expedition map. So we need to fetch for... Oh, no, we already have a Blood Crypt. So we just need to fetch... So it doesn't matter what we fetch for then. Beseiju. They mapped for Beseiju, so they can keep us off of casting our Archons because they can blow up one of our black lands if they think to do that. All right, so I guess let's fetch on the end step. So let's see. Oh yeah, so they're just going to Beseiju one of these Leyline Bindings, I guess. So that's rough. All right, so they're going to Beseiju probably... So O-Stone or the Ring. I guess I'll grab Sacred Foundry. Sacred Foundry's... Yeah, okay, Sacred Foundry. All right, another land. So we can actually hardcast the Archon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, we're 1 short. All right, attack with the Dwarf. Swing. All right, they go to 13. And then I probably need to play this Ketria Triumph so I have enough mana next turn for the Archon, or I'm just going to play Renin 6. And then... All right, so I'm definitely playing Renin 6. So let's go green, red, play Renin 6. Pick up a land, then play the land. And then I guess I just pass and see what they Beseiju. They didn't Beseiju anything. Well, that's a lot of mana. Ulamog. Targeting the bindings that are on Ring and O-Stone very well. So then Ulamog resolves. So then I take my turn, I play Archon, I kill their Ulamog off, then they draw and O-Stone the field. All right, so fetch, grabbing a tapped land. Let's cycle Ketria Triumph, the Fairy. Do I just bolt them now? Now I want to hold that for worm tokens. And there's Creativity. All right, so plus this, get the Ketria Triumph back. And then I'm just going to slam Archon, kill this, then they O-Stone back. Yeah, all right. So Arid Mesa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fetch a mountain, play Archon. Beseiju on the Leyline Binding to get Worm Coil back. Okay. And then that's going to mean they sack the Worm Coil instead. All right, so now what? So I can get Steam Vents untapped or another Dwarven Mine, but probably just Steam Vents. And then holding Bolt up to what end, though? Or no, no, I can't do that because then they O-Stone and attack with Ulamog and we go to 1. No, we're just dead, right? Okay, so let's grab Dwarven Mine. They draw with the Ring, sure. So then Worm Coil dies. They get 2 worms back. We drew Prismari Command, which is not helping right now. So then they just O-Stone and then the worms die, ours die. The Ulamog attacks us. All right, so I've done everything there is to do other than Bolt. So let's just pass. So then they'll go O-Stone, blow up, all these die. Ulamog attacks us. We go to 4 and exile 20 cards. And then we play Archon and eat their Ulamog. All right, they're drawing with the Ring. Karn. Okay. They're playing Karn before they pop the O-Stone. So they're going to go for Sundering Titan maybe. Are they short? And they're short though. 5. No, they're not short. Cityscape Leveler. Okay. Why are they not just popping their O-Stone here? Killer Archon. Very well. And then they go to combat. So swing. Exile 20 cards. So bolting this is equivalent to bolting them because it prevents them from gaining the life, right? So did we exile our Archon and all of that? Yeah, we did. Okay. So Creativity is useless now. So I guess I'm just blocking here and blocking here. I guess it doesn't really matter. So block, then we bolt the worm. So bolt the lifelink worm. All right, so now it's our turn and we need multiple lands. So I can bolt them, Ren, get a land back, bolt them, and then I need another land. So I need to Prismari Command to loot, or I can just play, how much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can't play Archon to kill them. So I have to go Shock Loot. Yeah, that's the only out, right? Shock Loot. So cast Prismari, target player mills or loots 2, and deal 2 damage to any target. Cast, deals 2 damage to them, target player mills. Or loots. So then blue, red, red. We didn't hit a land. All right, what am I getting rid of? Creativity does nothing anymore. And the Spell Pierce, we're dead if we pass the turn back, so this is irrelevant. We're 1 short. I can bolt them, get a land back, bolt them, and then they're at 1. And I can't play the Teferi because we don't have another blue source. So what can I do instead of doing that? I can't Prismari again. I would have to what? Cycle the Ketria Triumph, and then I only have 3 mana left. And then I'm still short on lands, so I would go like cycle the Ketria Triome. I guess there's the possibility of like not dying when it gets back to our turn. Did we exiled our Steam Vents, right? Or did we not? We did exile our Steam Vents, so there's no more blue source in our deck. Okay, so I can't kill them this turn. How do I not lose? I have to be able to block or otherwise prevent Ulamog from hitting me. This is 11. So if I can chump Ulamog, I'm good. But I think I am probably out of Dwarven Mines too. Is the last Dwarven Mine milled over? It is. Now I can let Ulamog attack me if I have the ability to bolt them in upkeep. So I can play Fable, but then when they attack, they can just Cityscape to kill the Shaman token. But that's the only out. I know it exiles 20 on attack. I'm saying if they can attack, if I can prevent them from killing me, and I have a way to flash Bolt back again on my upkeep, then I can kill them. But I don't think there's any way of doing that. So yeah, I'm one land short. There's no way I can actually do it. All right, let's just go to the next game. All right, what do I want against Tron? So Besaiju's, Terra Sunder, change the equation, does not do anything. Flusterstorm, no. Nature's Claim, yes. None of the rest of these cards. And then what's bad? Spell Pierce is good. Bolt is not very good, other than getting to the late game and then rumbling. Although it does kill a Karn that's ticked down, but if I've played Karn and ticked it down, we're losing already. What else? Teferi's is not great either. So probably this. Let's go with this configuration. Wait, they have Ring on 2? Oh my god. Did I completely miss that? We all missed that. So I could have just bolted them and then they would have died. Well, hindsight is 2020. This is fine. Well, Ring on 1 or 2 kills them. All right, so I need to be able to Spell Pierce a map. So let's play Arid Mesa and pass. Urza's is mine. All right, fetch, Steam Vent, shock this in, Spell Pierce. All right, Stomping Ground, cast Renin 6, pick up the land and go. Forest, all right. Sylvan Scrying, gets a power plant and then it's back to us. All right, land, Sacred Foundry. My life total really doesn't matter for the most part in this matchup. Play Fable, pick the land up, go. All right, there's the power plant, Sphere, pops the Sphere, Ancient Stirrings, Pithing Needle. So then they're going to Needle Ren, which is fine because I can just bind that. We drew another land. All right, definitely use the Fable. So what are we dumping? I guess just 2 of the fetch lands. All right, there's Spell Pierce at least. So let's go Arid Mesa and let's fetch Blood Crypt. So we have the last colors. Then we can Leyline Binding for 1 mana, bind the Needle. Then we can pick up a land and then attack with the Shaman. All right, well, they assembled Tron. 7. Worm Coil, which we cannot Spell Pierce. So, yep, that I'll Spell Pierce, I guess. Ancient Stirrings. Opponent gets the ring. All right, we got to draw pretty well. Teferi Time Raveler. So Fable flips over. I could bounce my own Leyline, then they Needle Ren or Teferi, one of the two, and then I bind the Worm Coil, but let's just bounce that. So blue, white, play Teferi, bounce Worm Coil. Well, there's Archon in our hand, so swing with the Shaman. They go to 16, then they get the ring down, which means Archon can't even trigger on them. So what am I doing next? I am going Dwarven Mine, Cycle Xander's Lounge. Cycle Xander's Lounge. Pick this back up and pass. And then they can play the ring, which we can't Spell Pierce. So it's just fine, it resolves. All right, there's the ring. Draws with the ring. Urza's Saga. Okay. Chromatic Sphere. Very well. Crack the Sphere for green. Sylvan Scrying, which we also can't really Spell Pierce right now. Finds Besaiju. So now they can Besaiju the Leyline Binding and get their Pithing Needle back. Okay. So they named Renin 6. So what am I grabbing with this? Just another Dwarven Mine, I guess. All right. All right, there's Creativity. So plus here. And then, okay, this is interesting. So we have 1 Archon in our hand already, so I can only do it for 2. All right, so set a stop on their draw step. Can't activate Renin 6. So let's play a land and then attack with the Shaman. I guess I don't stop them on their draw, do I? Because they can still just cast Ulamog, or cast Ugin, cast Ulamog. I should probably just do it in response. Yeah, so I make a thing. I've already activated Teferi. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I can copy it with Reflection, so pass. I just have to respond to, I guess if it's Ugin, I'm screwed. If it's Oblivion Stone, that's also a problem. All right, Urza Saga goes to 2 counters. And then they're at 4 cards, and they can go up to 6 cards. They go up to 6 cards. So Dust, Ugin, and O-Stone are the problems. I can handle anything else. Another ring. They have 5, 6, 7 mana after that. I think I do it now before this hits the field. Yeah, so Creativity here. Can I please select my other dwarf? Or is it selecting both of them? All right, X is currently 2. Then pay all the mana. So Creativity for 2. double Archon triggers, do another creativity, and they discarded a forest, discarded a talisman of resilience. All right, and then copy one. They discarded Worm Coil, we drew Boseiju. All right, Boseiju is an excellent draw. So ring goes off, draw with the ring. I guess we can just Boseiju now, right? I need to Boseiju the needle though. So we'll, oh no, I can Nature's Claim the needle. Sylvan Scrying, all right, let's go shoot that. I guess I let this resolve first and see what they get. The problem is like if it's Ugin, it's so bad. If they go Sylvan Scrying for another tower and then just play Ugin. Another tower, make a Construct, very well. All right, fetch, let's go grab Jetmir. So back to us, Boseiju, blow up your mine. Then Ren, pick Boseiju up. All right, we've got 4 minutes to win game 3. Run it back, same as always, I think. All of our Archons in our hand is not gonna do. Mulligan. One Boseiju, no other lands, mulligan. All right, we got to keep. What am I throwing back? One creativity and a ley line. Hers is mine. Pass to us. Bloodstain, go. Forest, excellent. Plays a Sylvan Scrying. Let's fetch Jetmir's in response. And then F6 through the rest of the turn. All right, so let's go grab the Xander's Lounge, and then we'll play this Triumph, and then Dwarf. Tower, Oblivion Stone, fetch. Xander's Lounge, resolves, play ley line. Back to us, play Ketria Triumph, go. Has Tron, plays Karn, plays O-Stone, minus Karn. So if I were them, I would grab Sundering Titan, Liquimetal Coating. All right, green, plays Ancient Stirrings, Urza's Tower. All right, I have to hope this is good enough. So ley line, take the O-Stone, then Foothills, fetch Dwarven Mine, and Creativity. They sack Karn, and we drew a land. All right, pass it back, and they're gonna untap with 11 mana, so hopefully that was good enough. They have Tower, Liquimetal Coating, 2 unknown cards. Expedition Map, Cracks Map. So they're going to go find Boseiju, and then Boseiju the ley line, get O-Stone, and then they can pop O-Stone, which gets another O-Stone back as well. Yep. All right. Use the ability, grabbing, I don't know, Sacred Foundry. Or, yeah, Sacred Foundry. All right, pop. So then we Prismatic this O-Stone, Prismatic this, white, red, blue. Then run in 6, pick a land up. Play that land, go. All right, now we're both in top deck mode, but they have a Sphere and much better draws. Crack Sphere, plays Urza's Saga. We are 2 turns away from being able to hardcast this Archon. There's a ring. All right, end of turn, let's go grab Blood Crypt. Back to us, we drew Spell Pierce, so pick a land up, play the land, and go. Draw more cards with the ring. 4 mana for another ring, very well. Opponent plays Karn. They still have Liquimetal in their hand. Minus Karn, Stonebrain, plays Stonebrain. We can't even Archon them next turn because they played another ring. All right, Stonebrain, what are you hitting? Archonic Cruelty. So we're going to draw a card to replace this. I could have Spelled Pierce this and then they wouldn't have had the mana to crack it this turn, but it's pointless because I can't Archon through their fog anyway. Well, we drew another land, so that's not helpful. All right, fetch, grab Dwarven Mine, I guess, and back to us. Creativity doesn't help right now, so combat, attack Karn. Then ping Karn so they can't get minused again. And then play Arid Mesa, go. Saga goes to 3. I assume they're going to Needle Ren in 6. All right. Make a Construct. Needle Teferi Time Raveler. Okay. Plus Karn on nothing. Don't they have Liquimetal in their hand? Yeah. 2 mana for Relic. Sure. Pops the Relic immediately. Plays another ring. Well, can't do anything about that. Star. Draws with the Star. All right. Finally something I can Spell Pierce. All right. Fetch another Dwarven Mine. All right, so creativity, these 2. Oh, I know, they've just played the ring again. So combat, attack Karn, swing at Karn. All right, shoot Karn, play this tapped, go. All right, another Karn, animating the ring. So they're gonna go beatdowns plan now. All right, so we take a hit, Ren dies. All right, well, even if we creativity now, it doesn't do anything, but let's do it anyway. Binding on the Worm Coil, and we're gonna clock out. All right, that will do it. On to round number 4. Regardless of how low our time is there, I don't think we win that match anyway. We do what? Creativity, get Archon, they just sack a Karnstruct token, and then they untap, still with the ring, still with Karn, still with a ton of mana. All right, so let's see. This is a reasonable hand. We're on the draw, but it's still a reasonable hand. Thoughts on the Flumph meme deck? I think it is actually not just a meme, but I don't know. But the issue is not like, is it good? The issue is it better than other things that you could be doing? So we're playing against Living End, and they're evoking Grief. I don't know what they take here. I guess, no, Teferi. Of course they take Teferi here, because it stops Cascade. All right, play a land, go. All right, fetch, jet mirrors. So if they cascade next turn, they're going to grab grief and they can take binding out of our hand, but what else are we going to do? So shock stomping ground in, play Renin 6, pick up a land, and pass. All right, are we cascading or what? Yep, cascade. Put lethal damage into play and grief away our play line, whatever, doesn't matter. How much power is this? 6, 9, 12, 15. So they took creativity. Prismatic is no good. So land, fetch, grab Xander's Lounge, I guess. Play binding. Binding on the Ent because it's the highest power. And then run in 6, pick a land back up, and go. And then we get attacked for 12, 6, 9, 12. Or they kill Ren in 6 and also deal us a bunch of damage. Cycles Waker. Puts Oliphant in the graveyard. Cycles Striped Riverwinder. All right, is everything at me or are you splitting it up? Looks like everything's at me. So we're at 4. Creativity. All right. Yeah. Dwarven Mine. Trigger. Creativity. Trigger Archon. Sack Shardless. All right. And then they discard a Living End. We gain. That triggers their Curator. And then plus Ren on nothing. We've played a land this turn already, so go. And then we can block Curator, and we take 6 here. So if they have Violent Outburst, we lose. Or Petty Theft. So they can just swing with these two, and we can't block either of them. All right, swing with everything. Block here. We go to 1. Shardless, the old switcheroo happens again. Then we're completely screwed. That's the 3rd Living End. Now we can't even fetch to get a dwarf, so we're dead. We drew Archon. All right, sideboarding. So we want Veils to protect us from their force negations. We want Change the Equation, Hallowed Moonlight, Flusterstorm, and that's the extent of that. We do not want Bolt because they do nothing. We don't want, what else? Leyline Binding is also pretty terrible, so we can cut all of that. Anything else I want to bring in? Oh, Prismatics are also terrible, so take those out. So we've got more to cut than we want to bring. So that being the case, I guess I'm better off with redraws off Abundant Growth than I am just random removal that does nothing. And what else? Like a Beseiju. I guess we do that. All right, submit. So on the playing game 2, we've got Flusterstorm, Veil. All right, this is decent. So fetch Stomping Ground, then Abundant Growth this. Evoke Grief. Well, we tapped out, so we can't Veil them. But I expect they'll still just take Flusterstorm. Yep, taking Flusterstorm. All right, so land go. Opponent fetches an island and cycles Curator. All right, Breeding Pool Shocked in. All right, let's fetch on the end step. And let's fetch, I guess, blue. So let's get Ketria Triumph. All right, I don't have a counterspell, but I have to play as though I do. So just play a land and then don't cast the Fable. Opponent cycles Waker. Architect's Will to the graveyard. Also, if they cascade with Shardless, then I can Veil in response and possibly draw a counterspell. All right, so if it's Outburst, I can't do that. So let's just fetch now. Grab being the Jet Mirror. All right, back to us. So let's go Dwarven Mine, make a dwarf, and then let's Abundant Growth on the Dwarven Mine. We drew a Beseiju. All right, so then let's just pass. Opponent cycles Waker Waves, puts a land in the graveyard. Opponent cycles Architect. All right, they play a land, and it appears they're passing back to us. All right, there's Flusterstorm. So now let's go Dwarven Mine and attack them for 1. Swing, and let's play Fable. Make a Shaman, and pass. Violent Outburst. All right, here it comes. So there's Living In, so we can Flusterstorm that. Storm Trigger. Same targets on everything. All right, back to them. If they've got another Cascade, so be it. Double black, blue, green. Suspend Living End. Plays another land tapped. All right, so back to us. Ooh, creativity. Fable, what am I discarding? Anything that's just these 2 lands that I don't need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I don't want to discard Beseiju. So use the ability and discard just Xander's Lounge. So combat, swing, swing, swing. Make a treasure. They go to 10, and then we can creativity all of them. So play Beseiju as a land, and then go creativity. I guess just all the creature tokens, it's fine. Token, token. Trying to select the token that's in the middle. Creativity. Token that's in the middle. This one, this one. X is 3, and then go this, red, red, this color, 1 more. All right, this. And then I get to hold up Veil of Summer in case they have Force Negation. Bamf. Archon. Opponent goes to 1 and pass. All right, we won that one, and then we're going on to game 3, and I guess I'm just running this back this exact same way. All right, submit. Spell Pierce to Fairy, but we have no actual mana to cast anything. All right, mulligan. All right, well, double counterspells with Teferi. Let's put back a Dwarven Mine. Oh, well. So I have to fetch. I don't have the mana for Teferi. All right, so let's put back Dwarven Mine. I'll have to acquire it. So I fetch blue first and then white later. Opponent griefs us. Exiling Living End. All right, what will they take? I assume it's Teferi or Flusterstorm. Takes Teferi. All right, well, there's Wrenn and 6, so let's grab Ketria Triome on the end step. They played Otawara as their first land. All right, fetch, get Ketria Triome. And then I actually can't tap out for Wrenn and 6. Actually, I guess, no, I can't tap out for Wrenn and 6. Because if they just go, like, cycle more things and then Living End, then it's just not doable. So play this tapped and go. Opponent fetches, gets a Breeding Pool, shocks it in, cycles Waker, and puts another Living End in the graveyard. So that's 2 Living Ends down. Cycles Generosent, gets a Stomping Ground, plays it tapped. All right, Mountain. The problem is just never being able to tap out. Oh, I guess I could have played Wrenn and 6 there and picked the land up and had another blue source. Okay, well, my mistake. Stripe Riverwinder cycle. Opponent plays another land. Although, if they had just forced a negation Wrenn, then I wouldn't have been able to pick the land up, and then I would have had no blue open. Casts Curator, hard cast. All right. Cast Prismari, doing the loot and make a treasure modes. Target me, and this mana. All right. Discard 2 cards. I don't need the second Wrenn and 6, and I don't need... So I want to be able to go land, fetch, play Indomitable, hold up, counter magic. So I guess it's honestly Wrenn and 6 being gotten rid of. All right, discard those 2. Ooh, Teferi? Never mind. So let's go land, and then I need to fetch... I can do it off the treasure, but then I still need blue. Okay, so fetch. Let's grab Sacred Foundry, shock it in, then play Teferi. Instantly resolved. All right, bounce this back to your hand, and pass. And now they can't Cascade, and I still have counter magic up, and I can cast Creativity next turn. All right, they replay Curator. We drew an Archon. All right, plus Teferi. I really wish I would have drawn another land there, but it was not to be. All right, pass it back. All right, Creativity, my treasure token. Cycle Striped Riverwinder. They kept it on top. Is it exactly Beseiju on top? No, they're just cycling again. One to the bottom. So they know they have enough mana for Beseiju, even if they cycle again. Cycle Generosent. Okay. All right, Creativity out Archon. So then this dies. We drew another Creativity. They discard Shardless. Plays the Force they just got. All right, back to us. So... land plus Teferi, combat, swing here, trigger. We do change the equation. They go to 5, and then we just pass. So now I have double counter spells up with change the equation, fluster, spell pierce. All right, we have won the match against Living End. We are currently 2-2 going into the 5th and final round of the league. All right, round 5 on the draw. We have an Indomitable and then a bunch of lands. So probably not keepable. So mold this hand. And then, okay, this is a better hand. Keep this, putting back a land. What am I putting back? I'm going to say Sacred Foundry. All right, what deck are we playing in the finals? Swamp. Opponent Thoughtseizes us. Takes Wrenn and 6. All right, so Arid Mesa, go. I guess I should have put Steam Vents back in case I needed to fetch it. So double Swamp means probably Coffers. What am I grabbing here? I guess Xander, Ketria Triome. In case I draw another Wrenn and 6. All right, Ketria Triome. Opponent flashes in Bowmasters. Ooh, we drew Prismatic Ending. All right, fetch, get Sacred Foundry, Prismatic this, and go. Opponent plays Takanuma. Evokes Fury. Okay, it is Scam. They're just missing red mana. So Fury comes back. We take 1 from this token. Top deck a land that we really can't use. All right, so what do I do here? Steam Vents play Fable the Mirror Breaker and then take 8 from this Fury. I guess that's what we're doing. Shock, cast Fable. They exiled another Fury to that. Oh, and they have a Fatal Push as their last card in hand. All right. So we take 9, go to 3. All right, we drew another land for the turn, so we're definitely binning some lands. So let's bin the fetch land. Or no, it's been... I guess I don't need Spell Pierce at this point anymore, in all likelihood. So it's been a land and Spell Pierce. We drew a land and Spell Pierce. Amazing. All right, Dwarven Mine and go. And then we have to chump the Fury and go to 2. All right, they Blood Crypt tapped. Why wouldn't they attack with this? I'm forced to block. Block here. All right, Fable flips over. We drew another land. So play a land that can fetch Dwarven Mine, go. Attacks with Fury. Go fetch a Dwarven Mine. And they have a Fatal Push. So we're then forced to block with Reflection. All right, block here. All right, we need to draw Creativity off the top. And it's another land. Amazing. Pass the turn. They've shown that they're not willing to attack with this Orc army so far. So maybe they don't attack with it this turn. Dash Ragavan. All right, we're dead. So I need... anti-Blood Moon tech, plus Veil. This can counter cheap things and red spells, so we want that. I guess Hallowed. Spell Pierces wind up being bad as the game goes along. And then Teferis are also none too good. All their stuff's just too expensive for this to matter. Or too cheap for this to matter, rather. And bouncing Evoke Elementals back to their hand is also bad. And then what's the last cut? Maybe these just suck. Yeah, let's not play these. And let's put in another Beseiju. Alright, submit this. On the play versus Scam. We have only one land, so mold this. Alright, this is good. Keep that, put Archon on the bottom. Opponent molds the 5. Alright, so let's just grab Stomping Ground immediately. So fetch before they can Thoughtseize this out of our hand. Shock this in, Abundant Growth here, and we drew Prismari. Alright, back to the opponent. Alright, they play a land and pass, so back to us. I want to be able to hold up Change the Equation. I also want to be able to play Fable and Prismari on curve, though. What is the worst thing they could play on 2? Bowmasters, Dothy Voidwalker. There's not like too much that's bad. They could also evoke Grief. That would be bad. Alright, let's play this land and pass. Opponent plays another Blackcleave. Dashes Ragavan. Alright, I guess I am countering that. So let's grab a... This makes all the colors anyway. A Mountain. And cast Change the Equation. Alright, no untapped land, so play Jetmir, go. Swamp. There's the Blood Moon. We can still cast Prismari and Fable under it, though. And Renin 6. So let's just go Fable. And then I don't think it's correct not to play this. We just need to keep getting lands into play, so go ahead. Opponent plays a fetch land. Fatal push the token. Play their own Fable. Alright, so this triggers, we drew another Archon. That's just awful. Well, I definitely want to use this. What am I pitching? I probably can resolve one Archon, so let's pitch one of these Archons, and then that's just it. I'm going to cast Prismari Command this turn to kill Shaman, and yeah, so let's just pitch one of them. Drew a Leyline Binding, which I can't actually cast right now. So if I play Renin 6 this turn, I can't also play Prismari Command. So I guess I just play Prismari, kill this, make a treasure, play Ren, get a land back. Let's do that. Cast this, treasure plus shock, 2 damage, treasure, blue, so kill that off, then cast Renin 6, pick a land up, play the land, and go. And then next turn we Leyline the Blood Moon, and then the turn after that we can get Archon into play. They discarded nothing. Thoughtseize us. Well, there goes Leyline. Alright, back to us. Ooh, we drew another Leyline. Alright, Ren, pick a land up, play the land, and then go. Then their Reflection also flips over. I am one short of actually being able to cast Archon, though. Alright, Leyline Binding, white, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Eat Blood Moon. Then fetch Xander's Lounge. Alright, back to us. Tear Asunder. This is an enchantment. Alright, so plus get a land back. Play the land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're one short. Alright, pass it back to them. Evoke Fury. So I want to kill the Reflection before they can copy it. So cast this, kill that. And then if they have a Scam spell for it, they have a Scam spell for it. Alright, what are they hitting? 2 and 2. Yeah, I could fetch a Dwarf and make a copy, which is only relevant if they're going to dash Ragavan, I guess. That's fine. Alright, do they have the Scam spell? They do actually have the Scam spell. So then Renin 6 dies. Alright, so I actually don't need to fetch any lands because I have black from here and here. So don't fetch any lands in order to maximize the chance of hitting another land. I guess I don't want to hit a tap land, so I could fetch Ketria Triome. Yeah, that's fine. Draw. There's a land. Alright. Fetch. Dwarven Mine. Fetch. Another Dwarven Mine. Fetch. Another Dwarven Mine. And then cast Archon. Archon Cruelty. We drew Prismatic, and then we pass the turn to them. So they basically have to draw Terminate in order to kill our Archon. Alright. We won that game. We're going to game number 3 and keep all this. Game 3 on the draw, the final game of the league. We have 2 lands. We can't cast Binding with the Dwarven Mine. We can cast Bolt, but that's it. We have an Archon in our hand. So this hand's pretty bad unless we draw more lands, so it's pretty bad. So mold a 6. Alright, that's a lot better. So keep this, and then what am I throwing back? Honestly, one of the creativities. Alright, Polluted Delta, no actions. So play land, go. They shocked in Blood Crypt, despite the fact that they didn't do anything with it. Are they also on Death Shadow? Alright, I need to fetch Ketria in case I need to hold up Change or Beseiju. So Ketria, and then another land, and go. No actions on their part, so not Bowmasters. Evoke Grief, which we can't counter. Alright, Evoke Grief. They exile the Fatal Push, taking Change the Equation. Then Grief dies. So they're gonna play Blood Moon. I assume that's the only reason they take Change the Equation. Alright, so float green. And then we have to Beseiju that, unfortunately, which means we're down a land. Alright, another creativity. Well, pass it back. So now I'm going to fetch Jetmir's. Opponent plays Fable. And we are forced to kill the Shaman. I guess I can Prismatic the Shaman, but if I draw another land, I want to Prismatic the Fable. So let's Bolt the Shaman. Then fetch, go get Jet Mirrors. All right, draw a good card. Ren and 6 is a good card. Green and red. Pick a land up. Play the land. Pass the turn. Fable goes to 2. They get to choose to discard some cards. Discarded 1 land. Plays another land. So now they can, if they have Fury, they can just kill Ren and 6. Plays another Fable. All right, so unless the last card in their hand is a removal spell, we can get Archon into play. Fetch, grabbing Blood Crypt. All right, let's go for it. Pick a land up. Play the land. Fetch Dwarven Mine. Cast Creativity. It was not a removal spell. It was a land. All right, pass it back to them. So they get 2 looks at a card that can kill Archon off. Discarding Feign Death. It is Terminate, but then we're just going to get another one. All right, Ren and 6, pick up Beseiju. Play this fetch land. Fetch for the Dwarven Mine. Trigger. Creativity. All right, pass the turn. What do you mean by with what's getting banned? I mean, is the Ring or Bowmasters or both of them getting banned? Or neither. That's also an option. All right, we have won the match. 3-2 with Creativity. So, I mean, really not much to say. I don't know if this exact configuration is correct. Like, do you need 4 Spell Pierces, or is there a card that would be better than Spell Pierce to run in this slot? The Prismari commands, I've seen lists with them, lists without them. Sideboard maybe could use tweaking, but there are certain lands that I guess I would like to be able to get. So I would like to be able to get red and white in a lot of situations. So this deck could probably use a Rogren Triumph, or blue and white rather, because there's times where it's like I want to fetch for the white and the blue for both counter spells and Leyline Bindings and Prismatics, or I want to fetch one half of Teferi and then fetch the other half. So the deck could probably use a Rogren Triumph somewhere. But overall, yep, that is Creativity. So that brings us to the end of today's stream. We've been going for almost 11 and a half hours, and it's the end of the 5th league of the day. So if you showed up and watched these streams, I hope you enjoyed yourself.